So today we will be learning the first component in the Visual Force page, that is Apex page. Apex page. In the Visual Force, you write the comments like this. What do you mean by a comment? When you write anything in the comment, that will not be a part of program. The statements what you write in the comment, that will not be taken as a part of the program. They don't execute. Whatever we write in the comment, they don't execute. So how you write the comments in the Visual Force page? This is the symbol. Whatever you write in the comments, that will not be executed. So how you write the comments in the Visual Force page? These are the symbols. The comments will be written. Comments will be defined in this format. We have first element, Apex page. Apex is a namespace. Page is the component defined by the every VF page will start and end with Apex page component. Every VF page will start and end with Apex page component. Apex is a namespace, page is the component. Every VF page will start and end with Apex page component. Attributes. Right. First attribute, ID. Now, in this group of people, if I want to recognize you, how do I recognize? For every person, there is a name. When I call that name, only you will respond. Right. Similarly, in the program, we have group of elements. When you have a group of elements, how do I recognize a particular element? How do I refer to a particular element? Based on ID. IDs are used to recognize or refer to the element uniquely in the programming. In the program, if you want to refer or identify the element uniquely, we use it. So let us give an example. I have something like this. I want to refer to the second input text. How will you refer? There are three input text. I want to refer to the second one. How do I refer? Now, to avoid this, we are giving ID for every element. ID equal to 1, ID equal to 2, ID equal to 3. Now, if I want to refer to the second one, I will say ID equal to 2. I will say ID equal to 2. Right, boss? So, ID is used to refer to the element or recognize the element uniquely in the program. Okay. What was this? It is a string. First of all, it is a text message. What is an ID? It is a string value. You can see it's a string label. It is used to recognize the element or refer the element. Right. Next we have like this I have given. Let us go to the next one. What is the next one we have? Version. API version. API version. What is this API version? If you don't mention anything, by default, latest version will be taken. Which version of API you are using? If you don't mention the version number, by default, it will take latest version. If you don't mention the version number, by default, it will take latest version. In case if you want to refer to any one of the old version, I will say API version, because version to version some new features may be added or some of the existing features may be deprecated. You want to refer to a functionality which is deprecated in the current version, then what I will do? I will say API version equal to the old version, right? So what is this API version? Version of the API we are using. It will specify the version of the API we are using. If you don't mention any API, if you don't mention the API version, again I repeat, if the version of the API is not mentioned, if you don't mention API version, by default latest version will be taken. If you want to refer to any of the older version, we need to specify version, right? Third one, we are going with the show header. Now look at the page. People, stop writing the notes. I am typing it for you only. You can log in and check it out. If you are busy in writing the notes or copying what I am giving, you will not be listening to my conversation. Right. Let me make it clear for you. Understand the concept. Now, show header. Now look at this. Now I have some program I am writing here. Now I wrote a program here. What I have here? Click on the preview. Now what I am getting? I am getting the output screen with the standard Salesforce header and sidebar components. You are finding the standard Salesforce header, sidebar components, and we are getting the body. Now I don't want the Salesforce standard header. Then what I will do? So I have here show header equal to when I say show header equal to false. By default it is visible. By default header and sidebar components are coming. When I don't want, I am mentioning show header equal to false. Then what happened? The top header and the left hand side sidebar components, they are removed. When I say show header equal to false, header elements, sidebar elements, both of them are hidden. Am I clear with this? When I don't want header, sidebar elements, then I am giving show header equal to false. What was this? It is a Boolean value. What is a show header? It is a Boolean value. When set as true, Salesforce standard header and sidebar components will be displayed. When set as false, Salesforce header and sidebar components will be hidden. What is the default value? Default value is 2. Default value is 2. If you don't mention anything, by default it will take it as 2. If I don't mention anything, by default it will take as 2. Show header, it is a boolean value. When it is set as true, the sidebar and header elements will be displayed. When I make it as false, standard header sidebar components will not be displayed. Right, boss? Okay. Now we have the next one. I want the header, but I don't want the sidebar. I want the header, I don't want the sidebar. I don't want the header, I want the sidebar. Okay, I don't want the sidebar, I want the header. I don't want sidebar, but header is required. Then I'll go with the show or sidebar equal to false. When I say sidebar equal to false, header will be displayed for you. You will be getting the header, but the sidebar component will be hidden. When I say show header, header as well as sidebar. When I say sidebar, only sidebar it is going to deal. Right. So what was that? Sidebar. Now if you observe, attribute names are given in which version? Lower camel. All the attribute names are in which version? Lower camel. API A small, version V capital. Right. Lower camel. Sidebar. It is a boolean value. Same story I'll repeat. Only the point is, instead of Salesforce standard side. Only sidebar we are doing. I hope you are good with this. Default value is 2. Now, boss, I don't want entire page to be displayed. Whatever I am writing in the page, entire page I want to hide it. Whatever I am creating in the page, I don't want the body of the page. What was this? I opened a component, I closed. In between I wrote, what is this called? Body of this component. Now, I don't want the body of the component to be displayed. Whatever I write in the body, I don't want it to be displayed. Then we give rendered. What was that? Rendered. I told rendered equal to false. When I say rendered equal to false, don't display the body of the component. You're not getting anything here. Don't render the component. Don't display the content of the component. Rendered. If you want to show it, I'll make it as true. If you want to hide it, I'll make it as false. Down the line, in the form, some of the elements I want to hide, some of the elements I want to show. Right. Now, let me give. I have a page like this. I asked. Customer. Now they have two options. Person or a company. If I choose a person, then I have to get a block which will show me this is what I have to get. If I show it as a, if I select as a company, if I save it as a company, this block should not be displayed. I have to get another block which will say company name, number of employees. Right. Now what is that? Initially what is happening? Initially what is happening? Nothing is displayed. Elements are there, but they are not displayed. How you are hiding it? I told rendered equal to false means don't display that element on the page. When I want, I will make it as true. When I make it as true, what will happen? That element will be displayed. When I mentioned rendered as false, that will not be displayed. Rendered equal to true, that will be displayed. As per your requirement, sometimes elements should be hidden, sometimes elements should be displayed. How do you manage that? By using rendered. It is a Boolean value. When set as true, content of the or body of the component will be displayed. When set as false, body of the component is hidden. Default value is the next we have right. We are just looking at the basic properties of ID, API version, show header, sidebar, rendered. Read only. Now you don't want the content of the page to be in the edit mode. I want the page to be in the read mode only. I don't want the content in the page to be in the editable mode. I don't want the content of the page to be in the edit mode. We give it as read only. Content of the page will be in the form of read mode. Read only. It is also Boolean value. Set as true. Will be in read mode. Now, with these basic properties, we'll stop this component. We'll come back again to this to understand remaining properties. As of now, we know how to create a page. Basic properties like show header, sidebar, then rendered, read only. Basic properties only we have seen. There are a lot of standard controller extension, a lot of things are there. But as of now, basic properties we have seen. People are good with this. Right. Now, what is the purpose of this BR? BR means go to the next line. Go to the next line. I hope you are good. Good with this? Clear? Okay. Now, create a VF page which will print me the output. Create a VF page which will print me the output. Employee name, employee age, create the VF page which will print the output. No header, no sidebar. I want the page with no header, no sidebar. I want you to create a Visual Force page with empty page with employee name, age, employee salary. Create a VF page which will print employee name, age, salary on the blank page. Now, if you don't want any header or sidebar, what is the property we have? If I don't want header or sidebar, what is the property? Show
show header equal to false.
Yeah. Make it start writing. Now you are supposed to write it. When you are supposed to listen, you have to listen. All reverse engineering only. Create the VF page, Apex page. So how you designed Apex page? Show header equal to false. Show header equal to false. Then you are giving employee name. If I want to go to next line, apex page, show header, false, employee name, employee age, employee salary. The first rule that you have to follow to learn the programming is stop copying. Make an attempt of your own, start writing it. When you make an attempt, at least 30 to 40% you understand what it is. Wherever you got stuck up, then cross check. But don't copy the program onto your books. Now, if you blindly copy, there is no use. Make an attempt of your own way of writing it. When you got stuck up, cross check my code. Right. I hope everyone is good. Okay. Now,
Satish,
yes, make it fast.
yeah. My question is, if you want to hide the header, but not the
Not
sidebar,
possible.
then
Not
what you have to
possible.
do?
Not possible. He has a question. He says, I want to hide the header. I want the sidebar. But using the standard property is not allowed. Then what you are
Oh,
supposed to do? Then hide the complete one. Create your own sidebar and display. Right.
okay,
You cannot hide header, show sidebar. You can hide header and sidebar, or you can hide only header. You want the sidebar, you don't want the header, then hide everything, create your own sidebar. Okay, boss.
sidebar. Okay.
Next,
And
create, create a
one
page. Let
one
me
more question.
1 minute. When
Yeah,
I'm doing the exercise, ask the questions.
sure.
And anybody has any queries while other people are reading the program, ask the question so that others' time will not be wasted. Right. Now create this program. Create this program. In this program, what we had, we want a standard header. We don't want the sidebar. We want to display last name, first name, phone, city. Start building this page. Yeah, go ahead with your question now.
Yeah, my question was, here we are giving employee name, employee age, employee salary, correct? So, but we are not. It's the only caption, right? In the page, we
Boss,
need the
we
text
are in
box.
the very first program. We are just printing.
Okay,
We are not taking any inputs and everything. Right?
okay,
Don't come to the climax scene. We are in the titles of the movie only. Right?
okay. Sorry.
Just we are printing messages. That's all. Then we are giving apex page. What is the element I have to give? Sidebar equal to false. I hope you are good with that. So we are just done with the first element called apex page. This will create the page. This will create the page. How do you view the output? Save the page, click on preview. Click on preview. Right, boss? This is the first one what we have created. I hope everybody is good with this example, right? Let us go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. The next one is section header. Second topic what we are giving is section header. Now we have apex page. I am going with the section header. Title I am giving section header. Why I have closed here only? Generally what we do? This is how we write. Am I writing anything in the body? No. Why should I increase the length of the program? So I am closing. As I am not writing anything in the body, I opened, I closed in the same line. Right, boss? Section header. When I say section header, preview, what happened here? We got a header. If you go to any object, what you are finding here? Header. So it's a header for the page. Right? Now, same structure we are trying to create. Section header, title equal to employee. Then I am giving subtitle. Title, subtitle. Title, subtitle. Title, subtitle. I cannot change this image. This is fixed. If you want your own image, then it is not the section header what we have to use. Using section header, you cannot change the image. If you want to give your own image, we have to go to other concept, not the section header. If you apply section header, same symbol will come. If you apply section header, same symbol will come. If you want to use anything other than this symbol, it is not the section header concept. We have to check for alternate concept. Right. Title, subtitle. Okay. Now I am giving help. When you give the help, it is a link. When you click on the link called help, which page has to open? When you click on the help, some documents will open, right? Now similarly, when you click on the help, which document should open? I have to give the address of the page. Now let us say you want to tell the address of Captain Info Solution. Now you are coming from US. I want to tell the address of Captain Info Solution. What I will say? Come to India, come to Telangana, come to Hyderabad, come to Maitravanam, come to Shanti Nilayam Plaza, come to third floor. I will be available here. Right. Now, if you want to say you are already in Hyderabad, then what will I say? Will I say come to India, come to Hyderabad? No. What I will do? If you are already in Hyderabad, I will tell the location from Hyderabad. I will say come to Amirpet, come to Maitravanam, come to Shamla Plaza, come to third floor. My classroom is there. If you are already in Maitravanam, I will say Shamla Plaza, third floor, classroom. Right? Now, similarly, already you logged into Salesforce. How do you open a page? Salesforce pages will be open like this. If you want to open any Salesforce page, URL is going to be like this. Your AP4. Mine is AP4. Your maybe NA4, NA7. Salesforce.com, Apex. This is the address of the page. Because already you logged in, no need to mention this. You already logged into the Salesforce. No need to mention the complete address. If you give a relative path is sufficient. Absolute path, relative path. Absolute path, relative path. What is that absolute? What is absolute? You ask a question, what is visual force? I'll start from beginning only. Now you ask anything, I'll start from beginning. A relative path means, when I ask you, let us say I told what is section header. Then absolute means, okay, what is visual force, what is apex page, what is section header, then I'll give you. When I say relative path, what is section header? Okay, we'll start from only section header. What was that called? Relative. We are not giving complete path. Absolute means https ap4.salesforce.com/apex/the URL page name. Relative means where are you now? You are already in the Salesforce/apex/page name. Are you clear? What we are supposed to give? A relative path. Why? Already you logged in. So how do you give the path of the page? Apex, I give page. What was that? I give path of the page. Which page has to open? Which page has to open? Which page has to open? Page notes has to open. Look at this. Title, subtitle, what you are finding on the right corner? Help for this page. When you click on this link, page notes open as a help document, right? When you click on this, which page has to open? Now when you open any website, help, support documents will be there. When you click on that, documents will open. Similarly, when you click on the help, which page has to open? That I was giving as /apex/my page name, right? Then description. I gave some description which will be printed below the description will be printed, right, boss? Are you clear? Are you clear about this? So what we have? Section header, title, subtitle, help, description. You don't want to show this? Rendered equal to false. When you say rendered equal to false, don't show the element. Are you clear about this? Rendered equal to false, don't show the element. Rendered equal to true, show the element. Right. Now what is the purpose of this element now? Look at the point. How do you write the comments? What is the purpose of this comment? They are not part of the program. They don't execute when you execute the program. Apex. Section header is used to create header for the this should be always first element in the page. In the page always it should be first element. Then attributes. Title. What type of value is this? It is a string value. This will be displayed as header subtitle. Subtitle is also string. It is a string value. This will be displayed as subtitle for the header. Caption for the header. Then description. It is a string value. This will be displayed below the Then we have help. What is the help? It is the URL of the page. URL of a page. When we click on help for the page, this page whose URL is given. Then we have rendered. In the rendered we have boolean. You can set as true. This component will be displayed. False. This component will be right. I hope these are the properties what we have. Then in the body, I'm writing after the section header. I'm writing I'll give 2 lines break to get the good look. Right. Have a preview. So we have employee name, age. So what we have? Header. This is a description. This is the body of the page. People have followed this example, right? So what we have? Title, subtitle, help, description, and we can create a body of the page. Now, everyone has followed this. Any query on this? Any query on this? Am I clear? Clear for everyone? Okay. Now, start designing this page. When you click on the page, assume that it will open any one of your page. Let us say this is the page which has to open. Start building these 3 examples. Start creating the first example, everyone. The first one, section header. So they gave apex, section header, title, student, subtitle, and help, apex. So I gave title, subtitle, help. Title is student, subtitle is new student, help for the page. Then I gave last name, I gave couple of properties, name, first name and phone. So save it, click a review. So this is how we got the structure. This is how we got the structure. Title, subtitle, help and the attributes. Next one we gave product, title, subtitle, right. The first example I didn't give the help boss. Let me remove this. As for the UI, I have not mentioned the help there. Second one I gave title, subtitle, description, help. Title, description. What is the description I gave? iPhone. So I gave title, subtitle, description, help. Title, subtitle, description, help. Then we give third one. The next page what we have got? Title, subtitle, help and the remaining data. So just we have only 3-4 properties. We have only 3-4 properties, so just reusing them. College, subtitle, help for the link. Then I gave college name, city. Then we have college name, phone, city, state. This is how we have given. Right, boss? Properties are clear? Properties are clear? Okay. This is how we have created section header. So we had a page. In the page, we had a section header. Now the point is, I want to create button for the page. I want to create buttons in the page. So how do you create a button in the page? Try to understand the point here. Any element which require user interaction. Any element which require user interaction. Now let us say button. Who will click on the button? On the page, the button, user has to click on the button, then only action will be performed. I have a link. Who will click on the link? User has to click on the link, then only action will be performed. Now I have an input text box. I have a box. Who has to enter the data? User has to enter the data. I have a pick list. Who has to select the value? User has to select the value. Now on the page, if user has to perform some action, those elements are kept in a form. Are you getting my point? Pick list, checkbox, radio button, okay, text area, right? Uploading an image or a button or a link where user has to enter the data. User has to enter the data. User has to click. User has to select. That means on the page, if user don't interact, nothing will happen. Such type of elements, I have to put them in Apex form. Now I gave college name. Now there is nothing that user can interact. He is not asking me to enter any data. Are you getting my point here? But if I look at this, if I have a page, I have buttons. When I click on the button, who has to click? I have to click. It is in the form. Now if I give the form like this, what does it mean? You are asking me to enter the data. Right? This is in the form. This is in the form. Any component that require user interaction is in the form of Apex form. It is in what? Apex form. Okay. Look at the third element I have. Command button. Okay. Now look at this. We are covering command button. Now command button. Who has to create this? User has to interact. Anything that user has to interact will be in Apex form. Here I am giving command button. Apex command button. If I say Apex command button, look at the preview. Button is created. Is anything printed on the button? If you don't print anything on the button, how do I know what is the action? Is it a save? Is it a cancel? Is it a submit? Is it an email? What was that? If you give command button, button will be printed. Right? Last. Right? Command button. If you create a command button, only button will be created. Only button will be created. Now on the button, I want to print some message. Text command button. Label. Submit. Whatever I am giving as value, that will be printed on the. What is that value? Value is a label. This label will be printed on the. Whatever I am giving as a value, that will be printed on the button. Value equal to submit. Value equal to my button. If I give my button, on the button what we are going to get? My button. No, I am giving it disabled. You can see the button, but the button is in the disabled mode. You can see, but it is in the disabled mode. Boss, when you click on the button, what is the action you want to perform? Action. When you click on the button, what is the action you want to perform? When you click on the button, I am asking you to open the page. Look at this. When I click action, what is the action? Open the page. Action. When you click on the button, what is the action you want to perform? Value equal to rendered. Rendered means what? Rendered means, I told rendered false. Disable means button is visible, but in the disable mode. Rendered equal to false means, rendered equal to false means don't display anything in the button. Rendered equal to false means don't display the button. When you say disabled, show me but in the inactive mode. Rendered equal to false means don't show me the button. Rendered equal to false, don't show me the button. Style. What was that? Applying style. You want to apply your own style? On the button, you want to apply the styles? We're getting the styles. Applying the background color. This is what? Style. If you want to apply the style, we give style equal to so-and-so. Value label should be printed on the button. Disabled, inactivate the button. Deactivate the button. Action, when you click on the button, what you are supposed to perform. Rendered, don't display me this button. Right. Style, what is the CSS you want to apply. If you observe this, look at the point. When I click on the button, what is happening? Page is reloading. Are you able to observe this? Page is reloading. Right? Page is reloading. Now, I don't want to reload entire page. Boss, why are you reloading entire page? Only reload the form. Re-render FM means reload the element whose ID is FM. Re-render FM means don't reload entire page. When you click on the button, entire page will be reloaded. When I say re-render FM, don't reload entire page. Don't reload entire page. Reload only the elements whose ID is FM. When I say re-render FM, don't reload entire page. Reload only the element whose ID is FM. Because I told FM, it will refresh the element whose ID is FM. Whose ID is FM? This one. Look at this. Are you able to see the page is loaded? Click on this. Here, the page is not loading, only this form is loading. That's why you are not able to see the change. Are you clear about this? Don't reload entire page. Reload only the form. You are watching a Cricinfo website, right? Now, if they have to reload the entire page, how long it takes? A lot of ads will be there. It takes a lot of time. Only that batsman score, bowlers, okay, runs, that will be indicated in the page. Only that form will be refreshed, not entire page. When you go for a stock exchange, entire page is not reloaded. Only that particular element will be reloaded. So reloading part of the page. Reloading part of the page. Reloading part of the page, which is called re-render. I hope you followed these points. So, what was the purpose of this? Apex form. Any element which requires user interaction should be defined in the Apex form. We have apex command. What is this apex command button? This component will be the child element of this is used to create button on the page. Attributes. It is a string value. Whatever we have specified as value, this will be displayed on the button as a label. Right. Then we have action. This can be URL of a page or method from Apex class. When user clicks on the button, what is the action that should be performed? Then we have disabled. Is a boolean value. When set as true, button will be displayed within the disabled mode. Default value is false. Then we have style. This will define CSS. We have re-render. When we click on the button, entire page will be if you want part of the page, particular element to be reloaded, define I hope you are good with that. People are good with this. Rendered, already we know what is the property of rendered. Okay. So this is what we have seen as a command button. Now we will also understand command link. Then we go for an example. Now this is coming as a button, but I want to go as a link. So what is the next example we have? Apex form, Apex command link, value equal to so I have given command link. Review. Now we want to define here. Shall I give label separately? Okay. Now we are giving here command link, display. What is happening here? Display. Now when I keep a cursor on this, what is happening? We are getting an example, right? What was that example? I gave title equal to example. When you keep a cursor tip on it, the message that should be displayed is called title. Now this is a, when you click on this, what is the action you want to perform? Command link. Command link. We have command link. Action, action and title. Now look at the format again. Apex, command link. Section header. Okay. Now I'm giving like this. So when you say command link, now if they are coming too close, we are unable to identify what they are. So what I will do, if I want any space, I'll give ampersand NBSP. What was that NBSP means? One blank space. One character space will be given between two lines. Not yet saved. Now what happened here? Right? Command link. Command button will create a button. Command link will create a link. Command button will create a button. Command link will create a link. Are you clear about this? Now properties are what? Same. Action. When you click on that, what is the action that should be performed? Command link. This will create a link on the page. Okay. Now let us see an example. How do you give a gap? Ampersand NBSP. One will give one space. Let us do this example. Do these two examples. The first example, employee, first name, last. We have apex, section, header, title. I already told you, always the section header should be first element. Employee, some page I give. Then in the form what I'm giving, first name, then we are giving command button, value equal to, action equal to any page you want. We have BR is for what? Go to the next line. If I don't give the BR, what will happen? That will be printed in a single line. I remove the BR here. How are you getting the output? First name, last name. I don't want side by side, I want in the next line. When I give BR, it goes to next line. I give 2 times to go to next line, followed by next line. Alright. What is the next one we had? Edit, delete, save. Student, city, name. I hope everyone is good with this. Right, boss? Section header, title equal to help. Then we have apex form. I gave name, then we are supposed to give apex command link. Somebody has asked me value. So, okay. I want the space NBSP. If you want to keep the cursor, mention it. Otherwise, not necessary. Apex command link value equal to action equal to again I give. What is the purpose of NBSP? Space. Because right now we didn't apply any CSS. I'm giving manual spaces. Then I want command action equal to. Now, this is what I give. Have a preview. Right, Amma? This is how you are supposed to create the course. I hope everybody followed this example. Right. While practicing the VF, if you want to practice the VF, there is a structure in which first you are supposed to design the diagram. Without designing the diagram, if you start creating the visual force page, you will not be able to get the proper practice. When you design, you get a clarity what you want to design. As I told you already, most of the people find the program difficult because they don't know what they want to do it. Without knowing what they are writing, they will start writing a program. That's why they will stop after 2 or 4 lines of code. If you have the clarity about the requirement, we can implement very easily. Right. So design the diagram first, then start creating the program until you get a practice about how to create components. Right, Amma? I hope everybody is good. So what are the components we have seen for the day? You have seen page, section header, form, command button, command link. So tomorrow we are going to cover page block, buttons, and page block. These components I am going to cover for tomorrow. Right? Okay. That's all from my end.
Also, can't we write the first name as well as the last name in the last C program outside the Apex form? So why we place it inside the Apex form?
Generally, we'll try to pull the inputs, right? That's the reason I have taken Apex form. Only if you want to print a label and last name and first name, you can put it outside. But general practice is we want to design like a form. We can write it outside the form, but general practice is we'll create them like a form. Okay?
Okay. So it's a kind of best practices, right? To write it inside the form.
Yes.
So actually, I have designed the program by placing the first name as well as the last name outside the Apex form. So inside the Apex form.
See, now I just designed it. Later I have intention of adding boxes beside this. I'm just extending one by one step. So my next example I want to give a box here. So to make it compatible, so from the beginning itself I am putting in the form. Okay.
Inside the form.
So if you observe, I was taking the program in a particular order, so that at the end the registration form will come. So the same program I will be repeating. To make it compatible for the further program, for the example, I am putting in the form. It is not necessary that it should be in the form for first name and last name. Okay, Nama?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I placed only the buttons inside the form.
Okay. Okay.
Save and
It will work. It will work.
And I do have another doubt. So what is sidebar? I couldn't get it. The sidebar as well as show header.
What was that?
Sidebar as well as the show header.
This is sidebar. Yeah. What you are finding here. Create recent item. It's a sidebar. Header means this and this together header. Both of them with header. This is only sidebar. Okay.
Okay. So if the sidebar it will be true, then the only
by default sidebar is true. If you want to disable, you have to mention it. By default, they are enabled. If you want to disable, you have to mention it.
So if I specify sidebar equal to true, then only the sidebar will be displayed.
No.
Fine.
What I'm saying is, by default, they are true.
Yeah.
No need to mention it. If you want to make them false, you mention it.
Okay. So if I make them false, then
They'll be hidden.
The header will be displayed.
They'll be hidden from the page.
Okay.
Now you simply on the page you keep a sidebar equal to false and see what is the output you are getting. Your query will be clarified. Okay, Nama?
And no header also means no sidebar as well as the header will be displayed.
Boss, you take a page, keep sidebar equal to false and see what is happening, you'll get the point.
Okay.
Don't analyze in the air. Okay. Put fx page sidebar equal to false and see output. You get a clear picture what it is. Okay, Nama?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Satish, what is a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
How can I access these notes what you're writing here?
So I have given the student account, right?
Yes, in the student account, I don't find a developer console available.
No, you go to the setup. Probably you'll be getting the developer console, boss. You'll be getting the developer console. Check it out. Probably you might have checked out 1 week back, right?
No, I checked it today morning itself.
Yeah, even for me also, sir.
Now you logged into student dev only, right?
Which is student dev. Okay. I logged into student.
No, student dev at the rate of 315.
Okay, fine. Let me check that then. Thank you.
That's all from my end.
Hello,
Yeah.
hello Satish. What is the shortcut you are using for running that program?
Pardon me, come again.
In the visual page, directly you are executing the program.
Preview button is
Instead
there,
of instead of that, you are using one shortcut, I think.
No, no,
Directly
I'm clicking on only preview.
the preview. Okay.
Right, Amma. That's all from my end.
So
Yeah.
the password will be the same, right?
Yes, Salesforce 123.
Okay. And I have one query also, sir. Is it possible to change the font size and alignments in that page?
We'll do it. When you go to CSS, we'll be doing it.
And shall we hide the buttons for particular users?
Pardon me. See, that's the functionalities. We'll be learning one after the other.
Oh,
Now,
okay, sir.
right now, what you've seen is creating a button. We didn't go anything
Okay.
beyond that, right?
Satish, we will be covering JavaScript and jQuery also in the Visual Force
Will be covered.
going forward.
Yeah, it will be covered.
Thanks.